Horus Ra Show.
It's the Horus Ra Show.
It's the Horus Ra Show. I dropped the top of this. Welcome to the Let's try that again.
Okay, welcome
to
episode 2
of
the
Horus Ra Show. Man, big up everyone that was watching episode 1 or is still due to watch episode 1. You're in for an absolute treat. Absolutely. My name is Horus with my partner in crime,
Ra.
And I also go by the name of Zizi the Pharaoh and
Ife Ra, aka Ife Ra with the slaps, aka Ife Ra with the beats, aka Ife Ra.
Yeah, boy. Okay. Sick. All right, so first episode, we had a really good time. We basically touched upon BLM. We had 2 special guests. Shout out to Jungle and Boa and Renee Storms. And they helped us to judge the Spanish Olives Challenge. And the winner was...
Fayon Star. Know about it.
Big up Fayon, you won yourself £100, 1 limited edition use of the Rain Tea in a Mixing and Master studio, full studio session with the G's right here.
Hey, we can't wait for you to get inside here. We about to cook up some fire.
Yeah, boy. So this episode is going to be a bit different, going to be more lighthearted because we're not really touching up on any madnesses this time. We're going to focus on the creative scene. I'm just going to briefly mention some of you that do know, like, obviously I used to go by the name of Zizi the Slept On, and now I go by the name of Zizi the Pharaoh. Not going to long this out, but it's just basically a thing about personal development and growth. I don't really see myself as Slept On anymore. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't anymore because we're just working on so many different things. And it's just about just understanding and knowing your worth. So I would always encourage anyone, don't let other people tell you not to do what you want to do. Just do it, man, because it's your life at the end of the day. And the people around you that support you. So enough of that. Anyway, so we've touched upon the winner of the Spanish Olives Challenge. Recently, I dropped a single called Troops as well, produced by the homie, the Hef1. Hefe. Jeff. My name is Jeff.
You know about it.
It's sick, but I'm chuffed about the response I've had for that. We've already hit over 5k, so let's get that to 10k by what we in now, July. Let's get that to 10k by mid-July. You know, I believe in you guys now. You already got it to 5k in like a week, so 10k seems pretty easy now.
Yeah,
so anything you gotta promote affair.
Well, do you know what I mean? I still run with my debut tape that I dropped. Fire. The Numa tape is a collection of my beats. It for me it was just a tape, but as I've gotten feedback from people, it's a journey. Amazing so I'll definitely tell you, listen to it from top to bottom, A to B. Enjoy it. Shut your eyes. Really zone in. Feel at peace.
I'm giving him the...
like that?
Yeah,
but I thought it was completely different.
Because I was like...
I thought you were going for like the...
Oh, no. But even that, yo, I'm telling you now, Numa Tape is a journey. Like myself, that I've been working with Ife for the past 2-3 years now, but he's got something special with his instrumentals. It's frequency sounds, and that's what resonates with artists. That's why when he makes a beat and I'm in the studio, I'm writing before he's even finished the drum pattern. So we get it popping. But yeah, man, it's lit. So make sure you check out the Numa Tape on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all of that. Check out Troops. It is still under the name Zizi the Slept On, however, I'm going to be changing it.
Yeah. As well as that, please, big shout out to my artist, my friend, a homie, Kiki. Yeah, she's got a track, LMLWO. Yo, that's a bit of a mouthful, Kiki. Apologies if you see this.
What's it called again?
No, LWLMO, that's it. Excuse my French. I should know this stuff. Takes a while. But you know,
what's it stand for?
LWLMO. I can't tell you what it stands for. That's a secret. If anyone can guess what this means, like, you might win something because I'll be super impressed.
You might get a tenner. We'll PayPal you a tenner.
Straight up. Don't even worry about it. If you guess it.
What is it?
LWLMO. Yeah, it's going to be released on the 10th of July. Please check it out. Support my girl Kiki because she is a star. She's amazing. She's down to earth. She's got her head screwed on. People, you're going to get something from her. So make sure you check that out as well.
For sure, Kiki's an amazing artist. One of many in the Manchester scene as well, up and comers, and it's also really good. Also, just a quick shout out to Meeks Manny as well, yo. You're already grinding, bro.
Jeez.
So big up yourself.
Can't stop,
man.
won't stop.
Yo, I was trying to
cop
cop one of the t-shirts, but your website kept crashing in it, so I was just a bit
If you see this, you know that you got 2 special deliveries to do out here, you know.
Trust me,
Horus
you
Ra
should've
want
cut
them
that.
t-shirts
Got them
and
tees,
ting,
boy.
yo. Big up Meeks
But
Manny.
sick, man. So what we're going to do on this episode, we're actually going to have 3 special guests. The main special guest, well, should I say main special guest or just a homie that we're going to be interviewing. Should we say who we're going to be bringing in? Or do you
I feel like they should introduce themselves.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like, do you get me? Even inside this setting, we are going to learn something about him as well.
Very
That we
true.
didn't. I ever guaranteed that. But yeah, like one thing that we can say, he is the creator of this beautiful piece behind us. If you can't see it on the camera right now, we will make sure that there is a picture of it, or we'll make sure that you see it.
We got
fully.
angles, yo. Hopefully one of these angles picks up on that.
I
Steve
think-
on production in the back,
angle,
bro.
I think angle over there is definitely picking up on that. For
Yeah.
real. I see you angle over there.
Steve, you good over there, G?
Yes,
my
Steve,
guy.
Yeah, big up Steve.
Big up Steve on cam.
Yo, Jeff. I see you, Jeff.
See you, Jeff. Yeah, man.
Jeff.
All right, sick. So we're gonna have special guest coming in. He's gonna be discussing his creative work, and then we're gonna also have 2 other special guests as well, international brothers, and it's lit. So we're very excited to progress with this. Also, let's have a sippe ra, man. Chin chin. Episode 2. I mean, it's exciting stuff, guys, because we've been approached by a couple of other companies or whatnot, and this show is, like I said in the last episode, only gonna get better. So just look out for what we've got in store for you guys, because with Horus Ra, we manifest greatness.
Hey.
I was trying to think of something else wrong with that, but watch out for the lateness. Jeez. So yeah, man, what else is going on in the world right now? How's it sound?
Fuck the little.
Yeah, what else is going on in the world right now? Lockdown seems to be easing. We are on July the 2nd today, and on Saturday, pubs are gonna be open again. Lads.
Lads on tour. We love
So-
you, Burnley. We do. We love you, Burnley. Shout out the In Between Them's movie. You know, that was a big one still.
So all your favourite pubs and restaurants are going to be reopening. Also, let me give a shout out to Manchester's Finest as well for always plugging these awesome spots on their page. Shout out to TMK Truck.
Thank you very much. I was about to drop them as well, fam.
Because Chris, my G, like, you're sick. Your hospitality was amazing. Recently, I'm part of a collective called Roots Radix, for you guys that don't know, alongside Layful Start, Willie Green, and I'm DDB. And we are dropping a project tomorrow. I know when this drops, it's going to be a bit further in the future, but July the 3rd. So if you want to listen to that, it's going to be on all streaming platforms. Shout out my G's. TMK Food Truck, though. Really great hospitality. We're shooting a music video for one of the tracks, Flora. And yeah, man, like, he just gave us amazing food, vibes, the people there is lovely. So I recommend hit up TMK Truck. It's in Hume. They're stationed there, really good vibes, really good bar space, and just unreal settings, man. So
For real, one other big shout out Pop-Up Bicycle Shop.
oh yeah,
They showed us mad love when we rode through there.
Yeah.
Got me on my caramel coffees.
Caramel Coffee. Shout out Isabel, yo.
Isabel, yo.
Yeah, man.
Know about it. You gonna
Shout
get
out.
that tag, man.
Trust me. But yeah, man. So
Let's get these guests in.
we'll get these special guests in, man. Yeah.
definitely. Okay.
Okay. So okay, yeah, we'll just have to pause it and bring him in.
Don't worry,
Sick.
he'll just cut it anyway.
Yeah, okay, man.
Yeah.
What up,
Just slide the
Nemo?
hype between the doors, yeah.
What up, G?
Yeah, we good, we
come
still
through
good,
here.
we still
You
good. I gotta reset that.
What up, crew? What up, crew? Come through, come through. Yeah, you good, you good. Come through. Yes, cheese. Yo. What's good, fam? What's good? Come take a seat. Here. Right.
Here now.
We out here with the crew, Alright, so
What am I looking at? Okay, the camera.
so you look directly there.
I look at the camera.
Is that, yeah.
Yeah, there's three
So we got
angles
three
anyway.
different angles. We got Steve on camera over there. We got Jeff over there.
Okay, we got Jose.
But all
I
right,
kind of like Jeff actually.
yeah, Jeff's pretty cool. He's
Just lit, man.
Yeah.
Blazing Buddha and thing.
sick. So welcome back to the Horus Ra Show,
Show.
episode 2. Our special guests, introduce yourselves.
Nima.
I'm Tim, but I go by Lucarito.
Stage.
Okay.
Adi.
Adi. Okay.
Sick. So
I
we've
like
got a bunch of special guests, all from different parts of the world as well. Nima, where you from, homie?
Iran originally.
Yeah?
Been all over the place though. Been to
no.
so many
The
countries.
point, we out here, we living life.
Yeah.
Out here. What about yourself,
Say,
Tim?
Tim, come on.
I'm from Kenya. I
Yeah?
never been Kenya.
Jeez.
Where?
Kenya.
Kenya.
African
Okay.
brother.
Africana.
From
Okay.
homie.
I'm half Sri Lankan, half Indian. Born and brought up in Zambia though.
Dope. International.
Okay, we out here,
flex,
we're
man.
an international crew then.
So guys,
Understand.
today what we're going to be doing is just finding out more about Nima, who is a creative graphic designer, really
Like we
dope.
said.
Wait, is it all about me? Nah, get
We're
these.
gonna,
I
but
like the creator of this beautiful
creator.
wall hanging behind us.
shout out
Okay,
everyone,
okay.
everyone got their glass of wine as well.
Yeah, we got to be chin-chinning.
Yeah, chin to
So
that.
episode 2, guys.
Episode 2, man.
Episode 2.
Horus Ra. Let's go.
Episode 2. Big up,
We out here,
yes,
we out
yes.
here, we out
Yeah.
We want the ting-ting.
Ting. But yeah, man. So basically, we're gonna just ask Nima and crew a couple of questions, inspirations, how they started the journey. So Nima, I need to find out myself. So explain what your vibe is, how you got into your graphic design work.
What my vibe is, damn. So I had a really weird past. Like,
Give it
I
to
guess
us,
if you
give
look
it to
at
us
it,
straight.
if you look at it objectively, so I was born in Iran,
Okay.
1997, and brought up there until 2009. So I went to first year of high school. I was in Iran still, and then
alright.
my family we decided to move to England just because of good opportunities available to my family. And so we moved to England. I was in around Newcastle, northeast Teesside.
Oh,
Yeah.
Newcastle boy.
Well,
Okay.
kind of.
George, yeah, can
Yeah.
you just drop, how was the transition? How was the transition from coming from Iran to the UK? And like, be real, how were you treated when you come here?
Yeah.
Did you feel comfortable? Or did you feel unsafe? Was you on edge? Were you happy? Like, let us know, innit? We want to know this
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, the thing is, when I moved, I was 12.
Okay, yeah.
So take that in mind. So when you're 12, you're confused anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Come on, like,
definitely,
who knows what they're
definitely.
doing at 12?
We don't confuse at
True,
12, fam.
very
You
true.
haven't even hit the teens, bro. You're 12. You're not
12.
even 13.
When you're 12, like you feel like you know more than you do. Like you remember being 12, like everyone's just
Yeah.
staring. Like you're like in year 7 or something. You're just like, nah, I can do what I want, man.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah, I
savage.
mean, yeah, there's part of me that knew, like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm the shit. But
Yeah,
there's part
yeah.
of me that was like, I don't know where I am, like, anywhere in the universe.
Yeah, man.
So we moved, I don't know, the transition was, I don't know, it wasn't that bad, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Because
good, that's good
I
to
started
hear.
in year 7. I started in year 7 in the UK, and that was my first entrance. And bear in mind, I come from an all-boys school, like, around an Islamic country, so
Yeah.
to England, just mixed school. So I don't know, the first 2 years, they were kind of hard, and my English wasn't the best.
Of course,
So
of course.
yeah, so I knew a bit of English, but no, I wasn't fluent at all. So I just sort of picked up English in those 2 years, talking to random kids in school.
Dope.
That's good.
But it was kind of hard still. It was hard making friends, but I did it. I went through, and then year 10, year 11, things started getting better. I started getting more confident. A levels, I was always smart, so the grades were always there. It was just most the social skills I was developing in the
Okay,
UK.
so hold up. Let's take a pause here. So what were your subject areas inside GCSEs, bro? Like, what were you taking? You just like, yo, I got here straight to 6. I'm like, rah, man's just jumping. Like, we want to know what were your
So-
subjects, man? What did you enjoy? Where were your people them at inside your school, bro?
I guess that's part of the weird story that I was talking about. So I was always good at maths and science.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
was always bad at anything like history, geography, any of those. I was never good at RE. But
I hate
math,
geography myself.
Yeah, man.
yeah, maths and science were my
boring.
shit though. Maths especially, I love doing it. I would. That's when I first like felt like in flow mode. When I was in flow,
yeah.
that was when I was doing math.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was
I
my
feel
thing,
that, I
like
feel
at the
that, I feel
time.
that.
And that's where I got my confidence from. That's where my ego went at the time.
So, touching up on in regards to GCSEs and stuff, let's talk about current life now.
Okay, yeah.
How did you get into graphic design?
So from that point, I went to study aerospace engineering at university.
Damn.
That's what I did.
Whoa.
So because I was good at math and science, I was like, yeah, I loved space, and I was like, I want to help change the world. Let me go to aerospace engineering. Long story short, I went through the whole thing, but right before my third year, I went to America to study abroad, and right before I went, I started really spontaneously making art in the summer before I went. So I was going for August. In like July or June, I started drawing. I was watching this video on YouTube on Carl Jung, the psychologist.
Okay.
And he used to do these things where people he got his patients to draw mandalas, which are these things that point towards the center.
Oh yeah.
Mandalas.
Of course, those.
This is also Nima's artwork right here for those that can see.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Crazy, man.
Fibonacci spiral sort of sequence
Yeah,
going
bro.
on there.
Yeah, but
I know my shit as well.
Sorry, bro. So,
No, yeah.
I know my shit as well about mandalas.
You got one tattooed on your back.
Oh
almost,
yeah,
like-
man, chose cute, but we ain't undressing inside no episodes. So,
I was looking dapper in the
In the
suit,
bonus episode, we'll see that.
on a
Okay.
bonus episode.
bonus episode, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Nima like.
So yeah, I saw the mandala, and it was on a screen on a YouTube video as I was playing the mandalas that he had drawn, and I was like, it was just a random thought. So by this point, I was never creative at all. Art class, I was bad. I played a bit of guitar, but that was the only bit of creativity I had. I saw this mandala, and just some random thought in the back of my head was like, let me see if I can draw that. Let me see if I can draw something similar. So I grabbed the post-it note on the side of my desk, and I just drew one quickly. And I looked at it, I was like, that looks pretty cool actually. Like I was like, I didn't realize where that came from. So I sent it to my friends, or I sent it to showed it to my brother or stuff like that, and everyone was like, that's cool. Some people were weird, was like, what the fuck is that? What did you draw?
Of course, there's always a few
trippy
doubters inside the bunch.
But the thing is, once I discovered it, I started drawing one every day, and I got to the point that there was doubters, but I didn't care.
There always is, man.
Yeah.
And what do we say to doubters? Get inspired and do something creative.
Do something with your life.
I mean, I'm not going to cuss the doubters out because it just takes a little bit more to just get you on the side. But yo, everyone doubts at some point, but the journey's the journey.
Yeah.
And shout out everyone on that journey. So,
Get inspired, that's a good
Who are
thing.
your inspirations?
Inspirations. So, music is the main one.
Okay.
I remember when I first started making art. So yeah, I started doing the mandalas, and then I moved on to digital editing, and I moved on to graphic design.
Dope.
And that's where I went to study graphic design.
So, a quick
And that's where I
question:
am now.
what would you say is the difference between digital editing and graphic design?
So digital editing could be anything like this, for example, where you just put a drawing over an image.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's kind of like a digital collage kind of thing. But graphic design is usually like art has. I always say art has no purpose. Art just exists for its
Yeah.
own sake. Design has a purpose. So
Can
design
agree with that,
exists
yeah.
to make life better. Like a label on a wine bottle or anything. It's design. It's there to communicate a message. It has a purpose. So graphic design is yeah. Graphic design is using visuals and text to portray a message. It has a purpose. Art doesn't always have a purpose.
Absolutely.
So my biggest influencers would honestly first from music. I remember first I wanted to replicate Radiohead's sound through image. That was one of my first things
Dope.
because I got so much beauty from Radiohead. I was like, I wish I could portray this much beauty, creatively. And then always music. Music was always my biggest inspiration. And a lot of rappers, Kendrick Lamar, Andre 3000, Radiohead, J. Cole. There's so many
These
people.
are some name drops, you know. These are name drops.
So many people.
Some of the good old name drops,
Yeah.
man.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
What you got in the pipeline, bro? I know you do some commission work for artists.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, people, he's the one that done my logo, Ife Ra. This logo that you see in so many places.
We'll zoom
Neem's
in on
done that. It was his first logo,
First logo I ever did, yeah.
that he's ever done, and he done a beautiful
Oh, this is the first
job.
logo you ever did?
Ever done. I didn't even know that, but he finessed it. He gave me
Okay.
all the copies. I would say go check him out.
Go
You know
check
what I
him
mean?
out.
Go make
Give
sure
him-
we're
give
gonna
him
put
your app.
his.
Give him your app, bro.
We're gonna
What's
give
your
him.
app? We'll put it on the.
We're gonna put it up anyway. But say
It's
your
just
app.
my name, Nima Abadi Artwork.
Tell them
So,
how to spell that.
Nima, Nima, EBADI, Abadi Artwork.
But make sure you follow Nima. He is actually going to also be helping me on my album cover as well.
Of course, it's gonna be fire, as you'll see by that point.
As
So,
you'll see, that's for later on the line. Right, so yo, man, like Tim was good, brother.
Lucarito.
This is
Tim
good,
was
brother.
Tim was good.
Yeah, man.
G.
So, I know you boys are homies with Nima as well. Come down to chill, and it's a pleasure to have you guys in Manny as well, man.
Thanks for having
Appreciate it.
us.
For sure, man. For sure, man.
Anytime, bro. Mi
Anytime,
casa
boys.
es tu casa.
Anytime. So, yo, like, tell us about how you see the difference from back home to Manny, especially the music scene.
I was telling Nima like as soon as we got here, I was like, I'm curious to see like how it feels for you guys, because in Kenya like music is different. Like no one necessarily checks for Kenya for music. Like we always have like a spark, but like we never blow up the whole way like Afrobeats and even South African music. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of great art like going on, like alternative hip hop.
Who would you say top three so far that you can shout out?
Wow, Karoon. Wow, she's amazing.
Dope.
I have to shout out my crew who are also amazing.
Who's the crew, bro?
Expresso.
Espresso.
Expresso.
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 XPRSO.
Check them out. You got an Instagram for them?
XPRSO.
That's XPRSO.
XPRSO. XPRSO,
Don't forget the dot.
people.
Don't forget
After
the dot.
And the dot, the full
Espresso.
stop.
Because
Espresso,
they're
full
waking
stop
you
is
up
a
in the
statement, bro.
morning.
Yo.
Espresso like the coffee.
And it's a statement with the full stop. It's a statement. Espresso.
Sick. So who are your inspirations for music?
I want to speak for like. I feel like I have to speak for for Kenya.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dope,
absolutely.
dope.
Please,
Where's that
yo,
go back
please
to?
do.
I'll say like we take in everything because Kenyans like are so welcoming, so we just take in whatever. Like if Nigeria is making good music, like we'll take it in.
Yeah, man.
So
Nice.
so we'll go from Afrobeats to Kid Cudi to
Nice.
Nice.
wherever you want.
So there's like a wild bit of a crazy transition between the music, no limits on who you guys listen to, just sort of.
Just
That's
vibe,
really good.
There's a
vibe.
big man in Kenya who I should have shouted out called Blinky Bill, who
Yes.
just
Blinky Bill.
Bill?
He's so good.
blends in everything.
Dope. Check out
Nice.
Blinky Bill as well.
Yeah, we know we will be. As
He's
well.
something else. He has a few tracks with Sampa the Great too.
Hey, we know
Big up
about
Sampa the
Sampa.
Great.
Big up Sampa, you know. On the beat.
African Queen.
So
Oh, man.
we just take in everything and it just mesh into.
Dope.
We just give it the Kenyan flavor, you know.
So what are you guys working on at the moment? Are you working on individual projects, or as Expresso, are you guys making something like what's going?
So we want to do a Expresso and Friends compilation because Expresso is for producers, so they just tap in with different rappers, but they have like the whole, like in home crew.
Yeah.
Just raps on the records and like, so we want to like give like make our Expresso and Friends compilation just to introduce everyone to
Yeah, dope.
the crew and
Yeah, man.
so that's what's next.
And the biggest thing is just having those international crossovers. So like giving you a shout on a platform in this country as well.
100%.
Spread the word. And that's what it's
Spread
about.
that
You know
word
what I
for you,
mean?
man.
Because
Expresso's definitely
that's what like
something
makes Afrobeat so great, because you as a Nigerian like see, oh, this is someone from Nigeria doing it big over there at home.
Exactly,
And it
yeah.
even like
Yeah.
it gives you a feeling of home. So
Definitely.
so
bro.
we need like people to tap in with the feeling of home and be like connect like translate it for everyone else
Definitely,
in the UK. So,
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
for
That's
sure.
so-
so
true.
that's how it like blows up, even if they don't know the words. Like Burna Boy, like no one knows what he's saying.
That's true. Like
For the most
Afrobeats
part.
is so big on the like western side of the world as well. People don't even know what they're saying necessarily, but it's
a
just
vibe
it's the
now.
vibe,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah, it's
frequency,
vibe.
it's what
Yeah.
you feel, it's the music.
And
innit?
you're so correct with the whole, like, do you know what I mean? Afro beats, like, there were, I feel like with a lot of Africans, especially wherever you're from, where you were raised in the UK, when we were younger, being African was so far from cool. It was
It's
so
very
far
true.
from
It's
cool,
very true.
man. It was like a taboo. We were always kind of like left inside, or like it was like, oh, you guys are black, but then you got Jamaicans, and then you got Africans. Do you know what I mean? It was like there was always these divides, always these labels, and to see it as like growing the power that not just Nigeria but Africa as a nation has, as influencers, as creatives, as innovators, as inventors, it's absolutely amazing and beautiful. And that goes for all of these third world countries that like get underlooked or feel like everyone lives inside huts. We don't live in huts.
Well, this is the
We
thing.
got
That's why I
houses,
don't like
we
the
got-
word third world, because you actually
Yeah,
go
that's
to these
correct.
places. I've been to Nigeria twice, and Lagos is lit. It's a
So
vibe.
beautiful.
These places, are very beautiful places, like regardless of where you are anyway. Like there was always a nice spot anywhere. So just disregard what you're taught in schools and in the Western world on these set places, because they're not mud huts and kids aren't sat on the road with flies on their heads everywhere. You got probably worse poverty here in some places, isn't it? So.
And who decides what's third and first and second?
You know what I mean? And why is it third as well?
Exactly.
That's what I was going
Just
on, because, yeah.
Why is it third?
bruh?
You know what I mean? Yeah. But yo, like great insight onto the scene, bro. Like I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys come through with in future. Yo. Like,
This guy, by the way, this guy's gonna blow up. Lucarito. Keep an eye out.
That's
Like,
what I
just watch
hear.
out.
Okay.
What's your artist name?
Sorry?
Your artist name, like
Lucarito.
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 It's Lukorito.
Lucarito.
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 So,
Lucarito.
just a quick question. What does that mean?
Like that's my name, but like so in my tribe, I guess it means recruit. So Lukorito is like, it comes like kurito, which is like kurutu in Swahili. Like, so
okay.
Lukorito.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It just sounds like recruit, like kurutu. Like,
Yeah.
That's dope. Any music on Apple, Spotify, anything plugged yet? SoundCloud?
I have an EP called Gwez Tapes.
Yeah?
Okay.
On well, everywhere to be honest.
So all streaming
SoundCloud,
sites.
AudioMax, Spotify, whichever.
We'll tag your @handle
Yeah,
on the video.
on the video,
People will be
yeah.
able to stream your music. Make sure you check
Check him
that
out.
Sick.
Yeah.
Good Swahili.
Yeah, boy.
A good mix.
Oh, a mix.
Because
Sick.
yeah, I try to blend in, like like
Different
so
things,
give
definitely.
them some English with some Swahili.
Do you reckon you could rap us a quick 4-bar, 8-bar in Swahili?
Wow.
Any 4-bar.
Any
your favorite
4-bar, 8-bar would be dope for the viewers to hear.
Let me see. Wow. Let me give you.
No pressure.
I'm trying to see if I can give you a verse from a song. I just have
Everyone
so
enjoying that vino?
have so.
We out here, man.
I need a refill to be
Yeah,
honest.
you
Let's
got
get the
you,
Addy.
bro.
Okay,
14.
Gonna top you up. Horus Ra Show. We treat all of our guests
You want
correctly.
to top up?
Oh,
Just put it in the middle.
Yeah, let's put all of
Put
our.
them on the
I
head.
don't know how sponsors work. Can we show labels on YouTube?
No, if they're not paying that, no.
Yeah, they ain't paying. You know what?
I got my book anyway.
Yeah, you
We
got
about to
your
copy
book.
that shit
If
up.
it right
But
instead.
all you know is good wine round here. But yeah, man. Yeah, so if you got any 8-bar, 4-bar,
We did a few songs with Nima and Adi
heard
recently, so
actually,
I'm trying to see if I
I'll
can
wait to
remember
hear
the
some.
bars. But it was something like Ay buda nam na gani si uno na leon ko form na plan ni sani fue buwa share your joint now wachange bangi now me pass to the left kwani au jwangi nina real niggas in the area ukicheza inter yeah it might get scary au bonga tu sana but yo
Lucarito!
It's there with the tone, you know the tone.
Tone as well. I love that. That's
I
dope.
love it.
That's
I
dope.
love it.
I
I
can't
love
wait
it.
to hear
That was
what's
some
on the
real,
pipeline
real
and what
good
you have
stuff.
actually out. Because I need to check out the catalogue, bro. So big up.
please.
For sure, bro. 100%. We're gonna tag you on that so you can all check out Lucarito. And this is the Horus Ra Show episode 2. Homie, introduce yourself to the people, them.
So my name is Adithan Ganesh.
Hey.
You can call me Adi.
Adi.
So yeah, I'm basically here in the UK for 5 years. Moved from Zambia. Yeah, it's just
What do you reckon is, what would you say the comparisons are to the UK and Zambia, or
Anywhere else that you've travelled to?
Yeah,
as
man.
well,
yeah,
like,
lots of places, man.
He's
Like
been everywhere.
my dad is Sri Lankan, mom's Indian. My sister's in New Zealand at the moment. So
nice?
I love New
yeah,
Zealand.
go around those places
let's go
quite
down
often.
Where in New Zealand you go? I've got some friends in New Zealand, they love it out there. They're not even coming back to the UK.
My sister's in Auckland at the moment.
Auckland,
Okay,
yeah?
Yeah, it's a good place. New Zealand's amazing, man. Like nature.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. Lots of rocks, like sandy beaches. It's like
Beautiful.
waterfalls, hot springs, everything. Like it's basically like UK. It has the same sort of culture, but it's more chilled out.
Yeah, more chilled out, dope. So like, you're a uni student here.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
studying? Tell the people.
So I'm studying medicine at Nottingham University.
Amazing,
Be a
papa.
Dr. Ganesh.
Another superhero. Got another superhero out here.
Yeah,
Third
man.
year. It's a long journey, investing a lot of time, but hopefully it's worth it. In
So
the
what can you tell young medical students that are just starting off? What advice can you give them?
The main thing I'd say is don't do medicine for the money. The main thing about medicine is having the heart and the willingness to help people.
Yeah.
Because it's a job where you get the gratitude from helping people, from putting back something into the world.
Yeah.
Just having a caring attitude, and then you do get paid good, but that's not the primary reason you should do it. Have a good interest in science and just a good interest in helping people, basically.
I suppose, like, what sort of, how does the trial and error process work? Like, how are you actually testing the medicines? Like, has it gone into that far depth yet in lab, or how's it sort of going?
Are you talking about for COVID?
No, not even for COVID, but when you're doing like practical work, like in medicine, like how far is it going on your course? Like, are you actually testing out different samples of medicines?
Yeah. So the first, it's a 5-year course. The first 2 years we learn basically all the science about it. So we learn about pharmacology, human anatomy. We dissected bodies. Last
Human
year.
bodies?
Yeah, human bodies. Yeah.
Oh wow! So there's no frogs here, bro. We're not in secondary
frogs.
school no more, bro.
I mean, I suppose like I can appreciate that purely because it is a big step from dissecting frogs to a human body, and that's what you realistically need to be learning if you want to be saving
Hands-on,
humans
man.
rather than small animals. I know some people might be a bit squeamish,
vets.
but
Those are
it's
just
part of
vets.
life. It's how people get saved, so you'll get over it.
Yeah, like, when we first dissected, a few of my friends just passed out when they saw the body.
Surprised, yeah.
Especially when you like uncover their face, they actually see like a face behind the body they're dissecting. So it takes a while to get used to. You have to stand up for ages, and then you have to break ribs.
Oh, man.
That's heavy.
So is it not like a saw? Do you not use just saw?
Yeah, you do use like an electronic saw, then you have to like pull it out.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure the games were not gassing us on these procedures.
Nah.
I do play some Operation games.
Operation, me like trying to get in the metal, like.
Nah, but I can't remember. There's one on like Steam somewhere where you open a body and you take out pieces and stuff.
There's like a VR one as well.
Oh yeah, there's a game I see them doing on YouTube.
And it pulls out and it levitates the organs and stuff out.
But we ain't playing games out here. It's live. You
It's
get
pretty
what I
mad.
mean?
But so in terms of like the actual medicines and stuff that you're looking at, how does it work? Like, are they showing you like different viruses and how to combat the viruses, or?
So when we learn all the science, and even when we practice in the hospital, we basically gain like a mind map of all the different types of diseases, the symptoms, the certain bacteria or virus that can cause it, and then all the types of drugs that you use, and all that's backed up by papers and studies that they've done on previous patients. So we try to use the latest evidence to treat patients.
Okay, nice. So what's the latest thing that you've been like researching, studying at the moment in medicine?
Actually, my dissertation might be on COVID-19.
Okay.
So we're talking about maybe possible therapeutic, like certain drugs that are being tested for COVID. There's a new drug that's been recently.
COVID-19, let's get some insight onto what do you believe about COVID-19 and what do you reckon is the sort of counteraction to prevent the mass spread of it, because I believe it's just general hygiene at this point, and I feel like it's really shown that this country's not that great on hygiene because we're getting told simple things like wash your hands. Every toilet I've been into, there are signs teaching people how to wash their hands step by step, and it's quite embarrassing, not gonna lie. It's just making this country look bad, so let's please fix that up, guys. Like, come on.
It happens, man.
You know what I mean?
You lose some.
Probably 20 steps in bathrooms and like
20,
city centres and stuff saying, so this is how you rub your hands, and this is how you... It's like,
Some people might need it, you know. I reckon
that's
some people
the
might need it.
embarrassing thing about it.
I think they do it so that no one can catch them off. Like, oh, but I didn't.
Like,
know.
we told you.
true.
This is
Yeah,
how you do it. So, like,
Definitely
Yeah,
they do.
100%.
Everyone's like, oh my god, I do not wash hands. Like,
Nah,
no one told me.
No one's told me. But, what would you say, like, what would you say would prevent COVID? Like, what do you reckon, what's your beliefs in sort of just counteracting the
Should
virus?
we wear a mask, Eddie? Should we wear a mask?
It's a tough question. I think the main thing is right now, especially, we want to avoid a second spike in cases because it's going down now. So I think the best thing is to maintain normal hand hygiene. Wash your hands for at least 30 seconds when you go out. It's actually not even the soap that kills the virus. It's the way you the technique you use to rub your hands.
I was saying about
Technique,
that. I
guys,
heard
not the
that
soap, technique.
so many people wash like this, and then you forget the back,
in between.
the back and in between. Remember the back. Oh, it's like a dance move now, bro.
I mean, we're not gonna act like we're perfect and we always do that, you know what I mean? Like, but it's just one of those things that we're just all gonna have to suddenly learn to. Not saying that we don't wash our hands because it's disgusting if you don't. However, not everyone's got time to suddenly stand there for 30 seconds. However, just try incorporate more. At least 15.
Yeah.
They say to say happy birthday twice
Yeah.
when you're washing your hands, and that's apparently sufficient. So try that as well. But now that's really good stuff into it as well. Like, so you're doing your dissertation on it. Are you looking into sort of counteractions, like, well, what sort of vaccines and stuff you can use?
Yeah.
Or?
Right now, I feel like we're not gonna talk much about vaccines. It's just more about the certain types of viruses that cause it, certain possible drugs, how it affects people with pre-existing conditions like hypertension, because lots of people with heart problems are more susceptible to it, and they could have more complications.
Right.
So especially people with hypertension and the types of drugs you give them. So my paper possibly that I want to do about is how COVID affects people with cardiovascular disease.
Right.
Amazing.
So yeah, hopefully by the end of it I'll have a good idea. I can apply the knowledge and teach other students about it.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's really good insight, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. That's king. That's some king.
One
shit,
thing we
man.
shouldn't leave out though, this guy is also a rapper.
Rapper.
Oh, you kept that one quiet, you know, like you had to just.
He knows COVID, but he knows bars.
Man, we should have prepared a COVID-19 rap for you guys.
Yo, yeah, man,
maybe
we're gonna
another
have to
time.
drop.
But yeah, bro. So tell us about how you got into hip hop, your inspirations.
Yeah, so well, growing up, the main guys I used to listen to was like 50 Cent, Eminem, because my sister used to listen to hip hop, so I used to listen to D12, Eminem,
Yeah, man. Big up, bro. Yeah.
Tupac, and all of them. And
Yeah.
then I went into certain other genres. I used to get into like house music, like
Yeah,
16, 17. Then when I moved into uni, I met these guys. Got into J. Cole, Kendrick,
Nice,
The Goat.
nice. You guys plugged in. Plugged in that.
Mostly Tim.
And, yeah,
Shout out
Tim, the humble Tim, you know. Humble Tim in the way. He's like, yeah, nah.
Tim knows all the music.
Yeah, man. So,
So I just like these guys became like people who I used to listen to on a daily. Like I liked the way they carried themselves, their mindset, the way that they view the world, and I never used to really try to apply what I have in my head to like bars. But once I met these guys and I heard like Tim started producing some fire music, I'm like, I want to use it as a way I can get thoughts out of my mind. you know?
yeah.
Because I know lots of rappers used for therapy.
Yeah.
Like J. Cole, I feel like uses a lot of his music just as therapy to put shit
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
Definitely.
So I just try to use it to like put things in a paper and
yeah.
pen and just put it out so I can look back at it maybe one day.
That's dope.
I agree with that because you know what I mean. Even when we done the Spanish Olives Challenge, well, it closed like what, the beginning of June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
May 31st.
Yeah. Like we had a few entries that was using it as the same sort of vice, but like for some reason they felt so self-conscious that they didn't want to release it and allow the world to hear it. For all you people, like I say, like music is subjective, so like for us to feel insecure about speaking our own truths or about doing our best, you get what I mean? If you've put your best inside the track and like it doesn't feel like it's to a professional standard, I put that in inverted commas because professional is like such a wide scope. Like, put it out, man. You can, even if you touch one person's ears or heart and like change their mind state, you've done something amazing with just your thought process, with just being you. So I always encourage people, bun like the whole self-loathing thing. Just be you, and if you are you, you're gonna be the best version of you that you can be inside the present
100%.
moment.
And
You
just
get
to
what I mean?
just sort of extend on that as well. Like there are a lot of up and coming artists nowadays, and you sort of see how there's been a new wave of artists over the past few years, and a lot of passing of young artists as well. So I just encourage you guys not to be fascinated by that whole lifestyle of sipping lean and all that stuff. Just make sure you're staying true to yourself. Don't trust me, like that's a very small part of, because when you see these people with flashy cars and Lambos and all that stuff, it's not overnight. It takes a long time. You don't see the nitty gritty behind the scenes stuff that it takes to record 20 times one track, stuff like that. It looks cool, but it's hard. So if you want to get into music, just make sure you've got the heart for it, the mind for it, and just the self-respect for the people around you as well, because don't treat people like they're disposable either. Like a lot of people will help you in the industry. We've all been there at some point where we're like, oh, I did this myself, but it's not true. Like there's always someone that's helping you. Even if it comes to someone switching a light on in the studio, someone helps you record that track, you know what I mean?
Straight up. And a wise man once said, one man cannot build an island, innit? That's the truth. You can try, it's gonna take you a long time. You want a team, and you want a team that are moving like a well-oiled machine. And like, you are not a one-man soldier. We all work together. It's a team game, this, innit? No one do the whole
Yeah, man. So how do you like, so sort of vibes like in terms of your music, what sort of, are you doing hip-hop?
Yeah, I do hip hop. I've only made like 5-6 songs with them. Tim mainly produces it. I just try writing a few bars here and there.
Yeah. Have you got anything for the people?
Jeez. I don't know. I haven't reversed
Four
maybe.
bars?
I write my bars on A4. You never seen anything like this before. Boy, better know I'm coming with that C4 explosive bars. You are gonna lose by default.
Horus Ra Show 2G!
Pow! And it's already got flat fire! Fire, bro. Do you get what I mean?
Oh, Nima, what about you, bro? I didn't even pressured you into spitting
Trust
4
me,
bars.
we haven't done your
For the
4
people
bar
at home. What we got?
4.
4 bars, man. No pressure. You can have a sip of wine if you want to.
Let me give. Nah, that's too. Let me do tattoos. Okay.
Do you wanna-
How many times can I make amends? Hold up in my mind, scared of losing friends. If it wasn't for these damn trends, I'd be tying up my own loose ends. Here I go again, trying to take it easy. Lately, you can't even let them see me sneezing. Even my stuff, I'm smiling cheesy. Time to stop getting myself scared sleazy. That's it for now.
And you incorporate the COVID-19 bar. I can't even sneeze in public anymore. Jeez. And how everyone feels, man. I'm on trains like trying to cough and I'm looking about like. Also, like, are there no other illnesses about anymore? Is everything listed as COVID? However, sick.
Yeah, bro.
I was vibing with that. That was, do you know what? Yeah, that was such a golden age.
It reminds me of
It was such a golden
That's
age.
a Will, that
flow.
was like a Will Smith sort of.
Yeah, do you get me? Like Will Smith, even Run DM, or like a
proper,
very
like, seasons.
Grandmaster Flash Furious 5. Like, do you know
what? Do you know what? I tapped into a bit of Eminem when I was writing that. I was kind of thinking about him.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the wordplay was definitely new school, but the flow was like.
What the bars, man?
This is like the song.
Shout Used to the Rain as well, man.
Man, so,
Shout Used to the Rain.
Still easing into
He's
it,
still
like,
in the way.
Yeah, man.
finding his voice.
Still finding the voice, but we'll get there. We'll get
You'll
there.
get there.
It's all about
it's always
it,
a
man.
journey.
He's
It's all a
writing
journey.
though, because if you journal and do that sort of thing, like it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to release the song. Like you have the pressure. Like if I'm making the song, you don't have to be.
No. Yeah, no. You don't have to release
Like you
that.
can just make the song and just
Have it
get
to
it
vibe.
out, like
Yeah.
the same way you would journal. And Neil already journals, so like it's just
Amazing.
That's dope,
It's just
man.
So
That's
dope.
dope. That's
so
dope.
dope. I'm very happy that I got to finally hear Nima spit. Yeah, I mean, bars.
Manifesting that step by step.
Yeah, man. Slowly.
I'm waiting for you guys to become the next big trio. I'm really.
Yo.
'Cause
do you know
I'm
what I mean?
really
There's
lit.
too many rappers that I have heard that there's a lot of rappers that in their degrees they didn't do music. They are, but a lot of rappers generally are very savvy, smart people that know.
Oh, you
a
don't
lot
need
of
to.
knowledge.
You don't need to agree to do music.
No, you don't. That's what I was getting at.
I ain't got no degree in music. Not the
That's
defense
what I was getting
management.
at, man. You like, yo,
was like, yo,
yo,
guys,
wow,
just,
what you saying,
I
dog?
was like, huh?
No, I'm saying you don't need one. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, definitely mathematicians, everyone, and like, it's something that you love, innit?
Yeah.
That's the main thing. No matter what you do, it's about the love for what you do.
Yeah.
That's that.
I think what really got me into hip hop was just like really like in English language when I was a kid. Like that was my thing. I used to do like story writing and stuff a lot, and that just sort of helped me like just incorporate. I used to write books, and then I used to just sort of like I had my first rap book still back in my mum's crib in Birmingham, like the first ever raps I wrote. So it's just good having that sort of like music you can fall back on and just see the growth.
But wait, Horus, what age did you start rapping?
9 years old.
Hey,
bro.
there you go.
Imagine within the first 2 weeks of writing my own lyrics, I did a live show performing my own track. I had my dad playing a Sugar Hill Gang and a Rapper's Delight on the guitar. Dun 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 dun. And it was like sing it. dun, 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 dun. And it was like, it's showtime. Can you feel my rhyme? At no time, you can see me shine. That whole that. No, I can't remember the rest of it. Yeah, I was like 9 years old. I used to go by the name of 5LK in it, so I don't even know what that means.
5OK.
5LK. I don't know what it means. Don't know why I call myself. Maybe I was in because I was in year 5. I don't know. But yeah, it was lit, man. It was lit. So I appreciate.
What you go by now? ZZ
the Pharaoh. Yeah, the start of the show sort of just got them into how the name changed and stuff. I've been through many different names, but it's all about growth at the same time. Some people can stick with the name, but I don't see the name as important. It's more of the message and what I'm saying. So don't lose me, guys. I'm still the same. Well, I'm going to say I'm the same person.
Tim says peace. What's his name?
I want to jump on. Speak to how scary it is, or like quote unquote scary, or like how much of a risk it is, like to change your name as an artist, like big that you have songs out already.
Yeah. That's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say that's big because I even spoke to like the collective that I'm in, Roots Radix, and like some people like were kind of apprehensive about it, just sort of explaining how the name Easy the Slept On meant something to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was just sort of like, just because of how far I feel myself I've come over this period of time and just like the work rate and everything, I can't be calling myself slept on. I can't be like, because I felt like it's sort of an internal block myself. Even when I thought of my name as slept on, it's like I felt something inside me being like, you're holding yourself back. Mm-hmm. Because while I'm doing all these different avenues and like trying to focus on growth and just getting myself to a certain place where I want to be, if I'm calling myself slept on, there's always an energy that's just going to be blocking something that I could be receiving from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the Pharaoh is sort of like, because I've always been into like my Egyptian mythology. I have Horus tattooed on my wrist, Horus. So I incorporate the gold look. I wish I had my custom ring, but soon you'll see that soon. But yeah, like it is in terms of like the risk factor. I wouldn't say it's as much of a risk because you can contact distributors to like sort of change your name on the platform. However, the people that know me as Easy the Slept On, if they've been following me on Instagram and stuff, they'll know where to find me. So that's why I was saying I wouldn't see the name as important. It's more of the message that I'm giving across. Fans, hope you're still riding me. People, big up to everyone that's actually messaged me saying they appreciate the name change or like are with it, because it is all about growth. And if one of your friends wants to build and change, just help them encourage that, you know what I mean? Support the truth, yeah. So it's all about progression out here. It's all about supporting the G's them. And it's lit. Welcome back to the Horus Ra Show, episode 2, with our special guests Nima, Tim, and Adi. Big up. So what I was saying before was, so just in terms of everywhere reopening and stuff this Saturday, how did you guys sort of find the whole lockdown quarantine experience? Because we were actually looking to touch upon that last episode, see some insights from other people.
Especially with creatives as well, like how was your business? How did your business? Exactly. How was your business going? Did it suffer? Was it better? Like, did you find it hard this lockdown? Was it very peaceful? Did you gain any new skills? Let us know, man.
And also, guys, DMs are still open as well on the Horus Ra Show for you to let us know about your own experience throughout lockdown, regardless of if you're a creative or not.
We would love to know. And like, we may have like a little slot at the end of each episode of like the people that do want to share their experiences. You know what I mean? Like just the notes or screenshots of the photos of the inboxes and stuff.
Oh, show. So we'll start with you, Tim. So how did you find the lockdown experience?
Well, we're back to Newcastle, but like I'm in uni in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Doing my master's there.
Oh, dope.
But yeah, so
master's in.
What are you studying?
Environmental engineering.
Environmental engineering.
We got engineers. We got
doctors.
doctors.
In episode 1, we get every single person in. Doesn't matter what area you're in. Like that's why this show's gonna be so interesting. But Tim, continue. How did you find the lockdown? Were you staying in Newcastle throughout the lockdown from March till now?
Yeah, because I don't have a family here necessarily that much. Like anymore. So I was just in my room chilling. Yeah. Out for like to the park or something.
Yeah, man.
Back in, but like as far as I have Ableton, so like I'm just.
Jeez.
I like
just
that.
whipping
I
at the beats.
I like
For those of you that don't know, Ableton is a production software you can use for making the illest beats. I'd recommend Ableton as well.
But we don't have the sponsorship of Ableton, like there's no shout out to you.
Ableton!
Sponsor us, please. Come on.
Sponsor us!
We love you either way.
Yeah, man. So you're just cooking up in the studio and being productive with your time.
Yep, and like working on my dissertation. Yeah, but yeah.
Dope.
It's been like weird because the first time like of like proper human contact in 6 months, I just come into like community of like amazing people. And it's like, it's been a smooth transition.
Yeah, man. That's good. That's good.
The thing, because you know what I mean. In many experiences for a lot of people, lockdown was a step away from hell. For some, it was a step away from heaven. I will not explain any of my shit. Let's go straight to Nemo, innit? We want to hear your experience.
Lockdown situation. So thankfully I'm grateful enough that I had a job that I could work from home during lockdown. So I had money flowing in. So on that front, I was comfortable enough to keep going. But apart from that, I thought lockdown for me, and like for the world mostly, but I think it was a time of great awakening and great change. And a lot changed for me during lockdown. Like before lockdown, I had hair.
Yeah, Nemo had hair.
Nemo had hair, you know.
I can't even remember what he used to look like.
I can't even remember what he used to look like. As like the Iran Jason Statham. Like the big boy.
4, 5, maybe 5. But yeah.
Dwayne Johnson soon come. Yeah.
Sweet.
But so yeah, I don't know. When lockdown started, I just sort of had this. I don't know why, but I just saw everyone was losing their shit, and the world was losing their shit, and so it kind of hit my head. I was like, fuck it, let me just live my truth. That was sort of what went through. I was like, okay, if the world's gonna end, let me just do what I want to do. Like, let's say the world's gonna end next year. I can't be faking anymore. Come on. So that's when the shave started. I was like, okay, because that's just what I want to do for a while. So I did that, and after that, I went on this huge creative surge where I just started making so much art, and I was so inspired. But at the same time, I was going through a lot of ups and downs. Big swings, depression, but massive highs as well.
Yeah, man.
The oscillation of life.
Yeah. So I went through a lot of stuff during lockdown, but overall, I was super inspired. And I made a lot of art, and I started making a lot of album covers. So I'm making my first animation. Shout out Alto Sounds for putting me onto that.
Shout out to
Alto Sounds.
Alto, you're an animator as well.
And now,
I didn't know about that.
animations. So I made a couple so far. Probably gonna make some for Z's album cover. So we'll see that.
Loving it.
It's coming soon.
Yeah, and now I'm making music with these guys. So the creativity's just been going, and
To the top.
I'm just blessed.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, bro. And that's the best thing about creativity. Just never sticking to like one particular thing. Just stemming out that it's like a tree, really. Just grassroots, man. Just different opportunities. Just make sure you seize that. And Adi, tell us about your experience.
Yeah, I mean, when lockdown first started, I just got like apocalyptic vibes, man. Like when I went into stores, all the toilet paper was gone.
Yeah,
pasta was gone, rice was gone. And like my flatmates were leaving. Some of them like started crying when they watched Boris Johnson make the speech. But then like after that, like I was in my house in Notts with a few of my flatmates. So I was just chilling, to be honest, doing work for my exam coming up. I just started reflecting on what's happened like throughout my life, to be honest. I've just been thinking, started journaling, rekindling old relationships, trying to sort out unfinished business. Talking to my parents more, talking to my sister more. Yeah, it's been good. I've learned a lot about myself as well. Got into more creativity, making raps with these guys.
Amazing.
Getting close to all the people I love, man.
That's dope. And I'm sure a lot of you at home feel the same as well, just feeling that sense of gratitude because this is the first time this has ever happened, especially like modern world as well, where you're actually in the moment experiencing this. Even like when we're going to shops and stuff, it still is a bit taking me aback when I see these queues and stuff. It's really weird.
There's a wasp in the room, fam.
Where's the wasp?
It's in the light, fam. It's attracted to the
What's
light.
a wasp?
Fam, there's a wasp in the room.
Man, I ain't seen a wasp in time.
Fam, yo, that thing's getting deaded, bro. Where's my spray?
Now leave it, bro.
But you might have got spray, fam.
Now leave it. Let it chill.
Okay, fine. Then.
Let's
You're
show.
okay. Who is some
Horus Ra,
episode 2
we don't kill
featuring the
featuring
wasp?
What should we call the wasp?
Yo,
Look at it.
Johnson ain't having the light.
I'm gonna call him baffled.
Baffled.
I'm gonna call him baffled. Guardian Leviosa! Alright, yeah. But anyway, in
Next
regards to
episode,
Avada
sting on
Kedavra.
your
the
face.
sting on my
Not
face.
Wingardium, fam. It's really fight. Avada Kedavra,
oh,
blood. Like, that's
guess
him
what?
getting
You
foul.
know what's mad about insects? Here's another topic. I don't know if anyone is a. What's the correct term for someone that studies insects? Does anyone know?
Come on, Eddie.
Insectology.
Nah.
I don't think that's
I wish that was the thing, you know.
If anyone knows what it is,
Absolutely.
shout us out.
Shout us out,
Just
yeah.
let us know. But
I'm not too good.
I've always wondered what makes insects so attracted to lights, and also, you know, flies. Yeah.
I think it's the warmth, you know.
But I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I think it's the warmth of the bulb, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I think they're like,
Are they
like
seeing
they
like
want-
the heat waves?
It's like a man with a woman, innit? You want that warm embrace, innit? Like, you
But then when they
gravitate-
get to the warmth, they don't know what to do. But that's like
That's
men.
men as well, bro. You get all the way
Cycle of life.
Do you think like humans have the same thing? Do you think humans have the same thing? Or let me put it like this: do you think it's scared of the dark?
Yo, you know what? Yeah, I'd say like in terms of the first, do humans have something in common with it? Yeah, because we're attracted to light.
Yeah.
we are attracted to light. I feel like maybe
As
it's
well
like,
as that, we're
look at it
attracted
doing-
to warmth as well.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, a lot of men, I've met a lot of men that finally get some women, they don't know what to do with them. They get it, they don't know what to do once they get the warmth, and they get confused.
Wait, David, tell us. What do we do?
Yeah, what do we do?
What do you do when you get
We're in.
Give us some instructions.
We're in
Okay.
'Cause someone need the
therapy
help.
with David.
I would like try and cross my legs, it's not that sort of time. I'm gonna just put my hands on my knees.
Maybe we should do this on every episode. We might get some advice from Dave on how to just treat your lady.
How to keep the warmth, okay.
How to keep the warmth.
How to keep the warmth.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? First, we're gonna be spontaneous. You know what I mean?
Where
When I
would you
say
take?
spon-
Where would you take a lady out for dinner in Manchester or London?
Ideal first date.
Where's like an ideal first date? Tell the
First date,
people.
Yo. Well, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It depends on how serious you are. Okay.
Is she a side chick? Is she a main chick? Is she almost a main chick?
Yeah,
is
you
she
know what I
like,
mean?
Is she like bumping the?
Because you know what, yeah, cinema is always a solid one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new experience, yeah. Because we're thinking about how the hell are we going into like relationship thing?
But we can talk about everything.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
it? It's like Horus Ra
Bro, I'm about to go in, man.
Let's go in,
my
man. You
brain's
got
just
plenty of time.
So yeah,
Yeah.
let's be fair. Yeah, you get the warmth now. You want to give that warmth new experiences, innit? We're gonna call it the warmth, innit?
The warmth with David. This is gonna be a new section.
Experiences STEM. Do you know what I mean? You might have a very nature chick. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna have someone that's into nature. You may want to take them to a new part of nature.
Glad you didn't say zoos.
Bunda zoos.
Fuck zoos.
Bunda zoos. Aquatic centres a bit less fuck them because you can't go on the water. So
Yeah, but fish have feelings. They're
no. Bro. Bah. I ain't saying fish ain't got
Dolphins.
feelings. The amphibians have feelings, innit?
Dolphins are smart.
But dolphins are just as smart as humans, actually.
Yeah.
Only other creature to reproduce for fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a fact.
That's a warmth with David.
And yeah, so
Where would you take her? Where would you take her? Your main girl. Where would you take her? The main squeeze.
But I'm slightly bougie. Not afraid to say
That's
that.
good.
I'm slightly bougie. So like, if I'm dating someone that's into nature, do you know what I mean? It's gonna be like Peak District, Lake District, somewhere that's gonna show the true beauty of UK. If I was in America, well, we go on Grand Canyon, we go climb mountains.
Big
like,
Sur, shout out. Big Sur.
Do you know what I mean? There are bad things to do in the US. Yo, I see you guys out there. Hope you tune in.
But however, we are in the UK, so let's talk about UK spots.
UK spots. Yeah.
Lake District
Wales.
for nature chicks.
Wales is great. Do you know what I mean?
Where would you take a girl that is very superficial?
Superficial.
Yeah.
Okay, so with superficial, yeah, I would say you can go two ways about it. Yeah, you can go. Big man thing that wasp is on. That wasp is on.
Don't worry about
quad,
baffled.
fam. It's on quad, fam.
Don't worry about baffled.
But yo,
He's following the warmth.
I know,
Warmth
fam.
with
My
David.
Let him follow the warmth. You describe the
You
warmth. Yeah.
describe the warmth. He's following the warmth. He's listening
All
to
right,
you.
so okay, a superficial chick. Yeah, so you got two ways to go about it. You can go the natural way, which is you feed the superficial. Like you could take her somewhere where you know your wallet's gonna be hurting.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like that. Do you know what? Yeah, I won't lie. Yeah, you could just take him to like a really
Shout out
take
all
him
the
for like
lockdown bays.
bow. You can take him to like
Not that I have any.
superficial. So we're talking like high-end restaurant, fam. We're talking like lobster bars.
Lobster bars.
Do you get what I mean? We're talking about like crab claw, fam. Like, do you know what I mean? We're talking about like not sea bass. We're talking about crabs and lobster, fam.
We're talking about not looking at the menu and ordering stuff on the menu. When you get the bill, you're like,
Yeah.
but you don't say it. You don't show the
don't show
emotion.
it.
You totally
swallow it.
crumble and you pay for it.
Yeah, you pay for
You
it.
can't decline once, and then you gotta move the money over.
Yeah,
And it's like, don't worry, babe, I got
That's
this.
savings, fam.
That's been saving for 5 years, and he's splashing out, impressing a chick. If any of you guys at home are like that as well, hit us up in the DMs. We'll
We
share
love you guys as well.
funniest stories on how you've spent some mad money, boy or girl,
on the warmth.
like any
Remember?
gender, it doesn't even matter. Like any date, yeah, the craziest date you've been on, the amount you spent. Hit us up in the DMs of the Horus Ra Show. That's lit. And back to Warmth with David.
Okay, and then there's that was uno. Now dos, yeah, which is there's only unos and dos. By the way, I ain't giving no more free advice.
Huh?
Ring me and pay me.
You gotta pay for that.
What
extra.
you guys
We're
in
gonna
it?
make him a newspaper section.
To entice them with culture.
Yeah.
Because if they're really superficial, there's something that's really drawn to, innit? So for me, Nigerian man, you get what I mean?
But-
Yo, give him some jollof, a bit of a goosey, yo. Yeah, you know what I mean? A bit of poundo. If they're looking
Shout out all the girls, yeah. That
poundo, yeah, man, yeah. See, Tim knows, man. That man's like.
I'm
like,
but yo,
my
shout
G,
out
that
everyone,
poundo,
yeah,
fam.
that are from like different cultures, different religious backgrounds, beliefs that are willing to delve in the other culture and experience, because there are so many people, yeah, that love the look of people, but when it comes to culture, it's a no-go. So you need to fix up and think about that when you're approaching set men of different ethnicities or set women of different ethnicities and genders and beliefs. You need to appreciate the culture, and if your racist uncle has got something to say, you gotta fix him up too.
You say,
send
bun
him to
you
the show."
uncle,
Bun your
you're
uncle.
waste man.
Yeah, man.
But don't tell him
Nima,
that to his face.
Where
Someone
would
could
you
get
take a girl on a date?
First date.
Yeah, man.
And this is general. You're lucky you didn't get this superficial question like I did. Yeah.
Actually,
just
no, let's start, we'll do it like that. So where would you take a nature chick?
Nature chick.
Nice.
Don't get offended if you're a nature chick. I don't know what that
We
means.
love you, nature chicks, man.
Maybe, I don't know
thing
what
is,
that means, but...
You
Yeah.
Lady Godiva, these Lady Godiva girls, innit? Like,
Lady Godiva. I recognise who's Lady Godiva.
bro, she's one of them. I mean, I could bow a Lady Godiva one time. She showed me a picture. It's a naked lady on a horse. She just sits there looking bare nonchalant.
Just loving it. It's like,
That's why she's Lady Godiva, innit?
Sick.
Don't mind getting naked in nature, yo. We love you guys.
it's a
innit?
Marshall. Nima.
Okay.
Taking the nature.
I guess I got two different choices. One of them would be rock climbing first. Kind of go, I don't know. People that are into nature usually wouldn't mind climbing.
What we
Yeah.
say indoor rock climbing or
Indoor,
outdoor.
indoor,
Yeah,
no,
because you got
safe
safety
first, get the
equipment.
security. You wanna-
Getting sponsored by Quicksilver.
Take your thing off a mountain. with no
Sponsored by
safety
Red Bull or
equipment, she rolls
something,
up
like climbing up some mad mountain.
That
bro,
thing's
like,
dead, innit?
Trust me.
So yeah, indoor.
Babe, I'm all the way down here. Oh my days, but yeah, man.
So I guess indoor climbing or bouldering, and then followed by coffee, followed by a walk, followed by drinks, and then come on. If it's meant to be by that point, it will be. If it's not, it won't. So that's my filter.
That's
Yeah.
it, man. Consent. And
Yeah, climbing dates are fun, by the way. Climbing dates are fun.
you've been on the climbing date.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
Did she fall off? Did you fall off?
We probably both fell off. Come on, but it works out in the end.
But then you pick yourself back up.
Pick
and you
yourself
get to
back
the
up,
top.
you know.
Off, get to the top. Yeah, man.
Hey Tim, G. So what's popping, bro? What's your like your place to take a lady? What sort of setting do you like?
Actually, nature.
Who is she though?
Who is she? Your ideal woman, bro.
Oh, so you giving him the
I don't have
Nature
that
chick,
to be
nature
honest.
chick.
Oh,
Nature
nature
chick.
chick.
Where do you take nature chick?
To be honest, I'm thinking like rock climbing is like kind of risky because what happens when you get up there and she's like not someone who's calm.
What if she's scared of heights?
Or she's not calm in like risky situations.
Yeah.
And you have to hook yourself to some.
Then she's like,
But I guess indoor is good for
Yeah,
first
yeah,
date.
yeah.
You know, honestly, because outdoor is like something else, honestly.
Yeah, outdoor. Yeah.
Outdoors crazy. Like if you're doing that, you're willing to like
First day.
first date. So you're saying rock climbing as well?
Indoor.
Indoor.
Specifically,
What about?
because like let's be honest, like I have a hoodie on like right now, but like I don't have like that upper body strength like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, we got natural African strength.
yo,
But all right,
Body workouts, all of
superficial chick. Where would you take her?
superficial chick. I wouldn't take her anywhere to be
That,
honest.
that was my
I
answer.
don't know. I
I'll
don't
go
know.
with my answer.
Tim blocked that off.
Not even to,
Sorry
not
for
to
the ladies that like Lucarito at home. That's a superficial. You
not to
can't take.
diminish
No
them
chance.
because like I love superficial chicks. Like,
Oh, you love them.
yeah,
You
like-
love superficial.
like
women.
I enjoy it. Like if you're going to find pleasure in something, like do it. But like yeah,
Appreciate
I'm
that.
just saying like
Shout out, baffled.
Shout out, baffled, fam.
I wish the
Okay.
camera could put in him as well.
You're the boss.
maybe I'm dismissing something like maybe that's what I'm like that's why I haven't found my true love yet. Maybe she's meant to be a superficial chick for all I know. You know.
You never know.
You never know. Okay,
Like,
As long as you have the same values.
they do say opposites attract.
You know? Yeah.
It's a bit
And
of
you
a
can
mad one.
learn. I feel like the whole point with the opposites attract is that you can learn from each other.
Yeah.
Like some people just want someone to be the exact same as them all the time. You get annoyed that there's too much alike you.
Yeah.
Why is it when I want to sit down, you sit down next to me, huh? You know what I mean? Like,
Why is it when I want to play FIFA, you want to play FIFA?
FIFA, trust me, like, sometimes I just want to do something on my own. Do you know what I mean?
All right. Adi.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, what was you saying? You know,
no,
come on,
no,
bro.
no,
We haven't given
let's go,
the
let's go, let's go.
superficial. We'll leave you to last.
No, we didn't give you
I wasn't
superficial.
even asking.
You didn't answer the question.
answer the
Come on,
question.
superficial Nima. Then we're going back to Tim. What are we saying?
Honestly, I wouldn't. I don't like attracting superficial girls. I'm sorry.
Basically, in
but-
terms of superficial, yeah, we're saying nature chick, and then maybe I don't know the best way to say it rather than without offending someone.
that has specific.
Maybe
No,
someone that
nature
just
chicks have
appreciates
specific.
Material,
appreciates
yeah.
material
Material.
things.
Yeah.
Like
So
yeah.
not super superficial.
Say where would you take a girl that has got a strong collection of
Okay.
Louis V duffel bags?
I would go to The Alchemist or something like that. Like
Ooh, good shout.
Yeah, let's
I
say
like
The
The
Alchemist.
Where
Let's
is
say
The
Alchemist.
Alchemist?
Like
I don't know
I
what
think
this
it's in Spenningfield. It's like
There's
a.
one, yeah, they're all about the city. There's quite a few, but it's got like it's literally
Super
like the
bougie
size
bar.
of an alchemy. It's like a vial sort of thing. They do amazing cocktails. I'm giving Alchemist.
Fucking
No,
Alchemist.
no, you know what? Yeah, Alchemist is paying. Big up the steak in Alchemist. That shit's
Yeah, it's-
fire.
Hey, yo, really?
Yeah, Media City Alchemist as well.
An Alchemist.
We rolling, we coming, fam. Horus
know
Ra,
who
we
you are,
be out
baby.
here. We got Alchemist. Alright.
But
Adi.
yo,
We got Adi
Adi.
still. So, nature chick.
Where'd you take nature chick? Sick.
I'll probably take a nature go somewhere on a walk, Peak District, just a general vibey walk. Just talk about life, play some music with the speakers on the side.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
fancy man.
What music would you play for a chick, bro? Nature chick. What's she gonna listen to?
Probably some Miguel, some Jeremiah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
man's bumping out the Miguel.
Miguel
and
and
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
On the first date.
On the
Okay.
first date, yo. Adi,
Setting the
ladies,
scene.
man.
Adi knows about it, though.
Not Frank Ocean though, not Frank Ocean.
Not the week. Not the
Man,
weekend
stop
either.
crying, man.
Frank
Sorry,
CD, Frank
everyone stop
CD,
crying,
Frank
bro.
CD, yeah.
Amazing
That's my
idea.
bag. That's my bag, honestly. Like as soon as you cry together, like
First date though.
we know each other on some other. Like,
That's the meanest, you know. I don't think I'm quite with my thing in it.
Bro,
Like,
imagine.
like at the same time, just like, just
I think I may have, but I don't know, man.
I'm blacked out that memory. Like, I think I have.
I remember one time. Oh, man.
I definitely am.
But one time, yeah, like I remember I'd like broke this girl's heart, and I spent my last £5 on a bouquet of flowers for her. Went to her door, gave her some, she just dashed.
Just that's the man.
Oh,
Man, you
I
might
wish
have
I
a
was
female energy.
It was my last fiver. I was
I could have got food.
I got food, but I bought you flowers in the pouring rain. But it's cool.
Wait, okay.
Alright,
Adi, yeah. Jeez.
Woo!
Got me hot.
Yeah, man. Honestly, my show unfiltered. But yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I'll play some music on the speakers, then we'll take a break, maybe like sit on a nice rocky place with a good view.
Nice.
Bring the barbecue set out, you know.
Ladies at home, yeah, give me your what's your Instagram name, bro? Adi, what's your
Adi
Instagram
knows about these
name?
things.
Follow.
Adi, __3.
Oh,
2 underscores, you know.
And 3. Remember that. Remember that.
No
You want that
nonsense.
Peak District thing, fam.
Peak
and that
District,
barbecue.
Jeremiah, Miguel, barbecue, rocks, and vibes.
And sunset, fam.
And sunset.
Sunset.
You ever been to the Peak District where there's a sunset though?
Peak District's amazing.
Amazing. We were shooting our video, my video Mines
Yeah.
at the Peak District. We got there about 8 p.m. at night. Sunset, red sky, beautiful. Would recommend.
Shepherd's Delight, and it was a delight.
Especially, this is the good thing about lockdown as well, it's making us all appreciate nature a bit more. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
100%.
going out
Oh, of course.
Just
Parks.
seeing like parks.
Without parks,
full.
I could not do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Could not have done it.
So
Me neither, honestly.
We
Yeah,
needed parks
man.
during this time.
we needed parks, and
We
it's like
needed
people
parks.
have forgotten that walking and general exercise are so beneficial for just feeling good about yourselves. Because like,
So proud of the amount of people I saw jogging.
Yeah, right.
Bruv, it was like a whole new union. it was
It really
it was
was.
like the joggers union, bruv. And some people, I still see you guys out here that has continued the routine, innit? I know some of you man fell off as soon as
oh man, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I fell off. I did that 5K challenge, but it's literally the competitor in me that made me do that shit. And then as soon as I tried it again a week later, I think I just about did 2K, yo. And I was just like, nah. However, I'll let you finish up on your dating scene. We haven't been on superficial chicks.
Superficial.
Or let's call her Louis
enjoys
V chick.
materials.
Should we call it Louis V chick?
LV.
LV chick.
We'll call it LV.
LV mommy.
LV
LV
mommy. Yeah, LV mommy. Oh shit, LV mommy.
LV mommy.
LV.
The Horus
LV
Ra Show. Yeah, where would you take LV chick?
Like, to begin with, I don't think if she's like a superficial one who just wants material things, like I would never take it far. Like I would just do it
What
maybe
if she
like
only showed you the superficial nature of herself later on in the date when you splashed that?
Yo, that thing, the bill comes. Is that how much you
The way it
stick?
clocks it, she does, and she's looking on her phone. She's uploading an Instagram picture while you're looking at the bill like, and your inner man is telling you we need to split this bill, but then your ego is saying no, pay for that shit.
I'll pay, take the hit, take the L. Maybe like
What if it was a good time as well? Let's
Yeah.
say you actually had a good time with
Because
this
we're not even saying like,
but
yo,
like the
you're allowed.
bill
By the
stuff.
way, yeah, just so people aren't offended,
Superficial chicks are
there's
not rude
superficial
or
things
dirty.
like it's mine, yo. You're allowed to appreciate material things. I'm wearing fucking all this shit. Like I appreciate the finer things. However, I understand what matters in life as well.
not everything.
But it's not everything. But there's also people that enjoy the finer things. I'm one of them. But yo, like, it's one of those ones where it's you just have to appreciate set people. Everyone goes for their own type. And so in terms of a superficial girl, like obviously you take where would the place be? Like the restaurant, the bar, like what would be the vibe? Because it might even be like taking her in a kayak to like down the canal or Amsterdam or something, you know what I mean? Like
nah, if I'm balling out, I'm talking 3 Michelin star Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
Adi,
Bow.
ADI __.
underscore. You see, that's what we've got.
Shout out, you know.
Peak District, the girl rocks music. Well, that's
3-star
music.
Michelin.
3-star Michelin star.
And you might get a 16.
And you might get a 16 bar as well, ladies. Ladies, are you single, Adi?
Yeah.
Oi, ladies!
And yo, man's a doctor. Yes, a man that's got
Medicine.
a fine hand.
What?
Bow.
I don't know. I get a couple gold.
I guess the split. He's just like, move.
Might get a couple gold tickets coming out to the phone.
After this,
you
it,
know,
bro.
we
Thank
like-
us later.
But yo, me, I haven't even done myself. But me, yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Okay, someone asked me the questions.
Okay. So, Horus.
The Horus.
So where you taking? are you singing that jingle for, bro? So where you taking the nature mommy?
Nature chick. All right. First of all, shout out Shadow, my bike, currently in a couple parts because I went over a pothole, and the wheel pots. But I would take first date for a nature chick bike ride, yo. We'd be doing a nice bike ride because I fucking love cycling. I love cycling so much.
Okay. So bike ride. What we talking? So let's say we're talking Pokemon.
So, like-
we got grassy terrain,
Oh yeah.
by a lake terrain. We're talking desert. I don't know why you ride your bike in desert, but you can ride bike in
Well,
desert if you want.
if we're talking like this sort of area or like Manchester, or we talking
Yeah,
like anywhere?
let's talk
Manchester,
money.
yeah.
Let's talk money
We'd
first.
cycle through. Didsbury's got a really nice park, and they've got like this section where there's like a big sort of canal that goes through, and that's quite nice. The roads are like quite rocky and stuff, but it's a really nice setting. You can cycle through there. obviously get off the bikes, go for a walk, chill, probably have a bag with a bottle of wine. But to be fair, can't really condone drinking and cycling because it's kind of dangerous. So we'd probably, to be fair actually, maybe cycle up like a nice country lane or something, find a nice stashed off pub, like one of those low-key pubs, have a drink, have some food, and then, you know, cycle off. And say, everyone at home, if you could send us a DM to where you take your first date, maybe, like whether it's nature, boy or girl, or, you know, bougie.
Or superficial.
Yeah, or any gender really, you know, it's whoever you date really. So just hit us up in the DMs, man. We're still waiting for that sort of traction so we know what you people like. But yeah, what else is going on in the world?
Can I start as the discussion point?
Yeah.
Still going off that same vibe.
Yeah.
What's a red flag for you when it comes to relationships or
Oh,
girls?
good question. Good question. Good question.
What's red flag number one?
Good question.
Shit, I think.
Let's start with Addy.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
I feel like if she's just too insecure and she wants to start reading your messages, like
Big red
tracking your things,
shit, yeah.
seeing where you're at, seeing your movements, like just being like very insecure about everything.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just not a healthy way.
What
to
do you
start
think
it.
stems the insecurity though?
I think past trauma probably.
Yeah.
If she's been cheated on,
Yeah.
if she's cheated on someone else, so she knows what goes into someone being cheated on.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just general insecurity about general life anxiety. I mean, I can't blame the person. It's just I feel like you need to talk about it first before you proceed with the relationship.
Yeah, I think it's like a big thing about trust really, especially like just learning that not everyone's like evil, not everyone's out to like get you. More so like if you're willing to just sort of open yourself to another person, like just depending on the depth of it, because not everyone is a nice person and some people are out for different things. However, like I suppose it's just being, you can never really tell with people, well, to be fair, you can, but you never know what they're like when they're actually in relationships. Because like you can meet someone, they could be like completely sound, like a really nice person, but then when you're actually with them, I even know people like that I've met in the past and they're being in a relationship and they seem like they're lovely and together, and then you just hear some other stuff and it's like, rah, maybe it's not as rosy and peachy as it is, but I suppose it's like a subjective area really. But what about you, Ife? What's the sort of a red flag for yourself?
Okay, just to make it clear, yeah, red flag does not mean that you're dead, isn't it? that you're
Everyone
locked
has
up.
different red
Yeah,
flags.
do you know what I mean? But red flags for me, definitely. Do you know what? Yeah, if I'm because Addy's, your one was definitely one of my top red flags as well.
Yeah.
But lack of motivation. Do you know what? That's one that I know. Me and Horus have talked about this as well. Like, yo, if I'm waking up and hitting gym, yeah, and I'm trying to look good for for you, innit? And then like, yo, you coming to me and saying, oh man, I've been eating way too much. Like, cool. I like girls that can eat. You know what I mean? But also like girls that know how to mold what they're eating. Do you know what I mean? So
I think it's more like, just to like elaborate on what you're saying, it's more so like if you're putting in the effort to work out and just make an effort for your partner, it's like they should be
they
doing
got
the same.
reciprocated.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
It's like that reflection, and it's that sort of thing of like, I know we talked about this, like, especially let's say the relationship doesn't work out for these reasons, you always find that the rebound of a chick after the relationship is something that if they maintain throughout the whole thing, would always work better. For some reason, when like if you do break up with a ex or something, usually they do somehow plateau. Sometimes they do it on purpose. They'll plateau better and try and make you jealous. Or sometimes it's a natural thing that they're waiting to occur.
Yeah.
But it's something that like I feel like if you're in a relationship and you're not always feeling like you've got something to improve with, then you're gonna get to a standstill.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is a red flag, because if you know that you're gonna get to a standstill, that's where like all the argument, all that X-rated stuff that you don't want happening inside the relationship starts happening. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely unmotivated behavior, or not keeping that drive up, innit? Like,
Yeah, what would you say as like a creative yourself that is hardworking, like in terms of the motivation that you're talking about? Obviously you're focused on music production, you do multiple avenues, you act, you do all these other things. If the person that you're looking on dating doesn't really know what they want to do in life, is that a red flag to you as well, or is it more so you'll help them to sort of try find their feet in what they want to do?
Well, that will come with the the exchange of energy. So like if you, there's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want to do in it. Like that's a general thing that happens with certain people. Do you know what I mean? Some people follow your parents' rule and you stay inside that routine, and then you wake up one day and you're like, what do I want to do though? Do you get what I mean? And I think that's a beautiful realization and enlightenment, like enlightening experience that everyone should go through. Do you get what I mean? Everyone does it at different times, but definitely if you don't know what you want to do and you want to get into it, I think it's good. I always enjoy trying to help, you know, people through journeys. You know what I mean? It's good to know, like, to want to help, but then I also, like, I won't be the teacher for someone that, if you don't know what you want to do, I can't be the teacher because, like, I'm trying to do music or my creativity as well. But I always dash like little suggestions here and there, and I feel like the most attractive thing is if you suggest and you actually see them like absorb and actually see them attempt. Yeah. Because if you attempt something and you don't like it, bro, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But if you listen, you're like, yeah, and then like 2 months down the line, you haven't done anything, you're still like, oh, but I still feel unfulfilled. Then that's where I feel like.
Well, I think this ties in with sort of the lockdown process as well. I've noticed a lot of people like that I know as well that they normally work in a completely different professional field, but they've been obviously furloughed and stuff, and they're like getting into their creativity that they were loving when they were kids. Like, say they love running or drawing, painting. I've seen a lot of people painting and like drawing sort of anime style characters, just paint, oil paints, everything like that. And it's so dope to see people showing off their original passions that they may not have been able to follow purely because they feel they can't really make a living off it. You know what I mean? And that's sort of the thing that we get told when we're creatives. Like myself as a musician, I remember being told, you can't make it in music, you gotta focus on being a doctor or doing this. And it's like, it's not about like people people passing down knowledge is good, but you shouldn't deter someone from an actual ambition because you don't know where they can reach if they have the drive to do it, because everyone can achieve anything. You just need to have the right intention to get there and the right way to sort of manifest that. So I agree with that point that you're saying.
Hop in there, even that, like me as a person, I'm not one to try and tell someone you can't, you don't, you won't. Do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the mind frame of people. That's a defeated attitude, isn't it? A defeatist spirit, a defeatist attitude. Do you get what I mean? A lot of people that feel like you cannot achieve things out of the blue a bit higher than most ranking things. Like, that's unheard of. Do you get what I mean? I feel like that energy is energy that shouldn't be allowed, because sometimes it is for the protection of the person, but how can you measure the true what's the word I'm looking for? The true character, the true value. Yeah. The true value of a human, someone's spirit too, and the soul in it. Like, how can you measure the value that there is no value? Because you could have the Midas touch. The Midas touch may come later on. Yeah. You could be worth, like, your soul can be worth $1 million.
Yeah, you can't put a price on soul.
Do you know what I mean? You can't put a price on spirit. So for those people that try and tell you you can't do that, try and prove them wrong in it, and do it inside your own light in it. Don't sacrifice any part of yourself that you're not willing to, but do your best to do what you can do with what you love, innit?
Some wise words from Ra there, boy.
Do you know what I mean? We out here, and like, it's all about overachieving, and like, do you know what I mean? Being melanated, being cultural, not being from the Western civilization as a culture. We get told that a lot, that you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. But like, you also notice that the people that don't listen to that sometimes plateau higher than anyone can ever expect, bro. You change the world in ways that people couldn't even imagine. So
yeah, and I also think we need to start normalizing the fact that life doesn't end when you're like 25. You know, like there's a lot of people that believe that. There's a lot of people that believe that when you reach
25, you know, I'm a quarter of a century old.
I'm 26 in 2 months, innit? But there's this thing where I think it's just like an older generation thing that we've been taught, where it's like, just because our parents were getting married and having kids at our sort of ages, that if you haven't been married by the time you're 30, then, oh my God, the world's over, you're not going to find someone. Nah, people need more time to learn what they want, because I think a key thing in relationships is sacrifice. However, I feel you shouldn't completely sacrifice your passion for a partner. It should be sort of a two-way street where you're helping each other with your goals, because end of the day, you still need to fulfill yourself as a human being. Like, you can't just think, okay, I've got a partner now, I need to dim my light down and I need to start. You have to obviously give 110% to your partner, but you also need to give yourself 150% or whatever percentage you want to give yourself. Because at the end of the day, like, relationships come and go, but you're still here, innit? So you need to just sort of bear that in mind, where if you're really passionate about something, just make sure that the person that you go for is also supporting what you do, and make sure you support what they're doing as well. As long as it's not some mad fuckery shit, you know what I mean?
I think, sorry.
No, carry on.
I think a lot of what we've talked about today is like about.
You control that side, bro.
I got you.
I think a lot of what we're talking about today is about like being open.
Yeah.
Because if you're open, it's not like we can put labels on it. Like we can be like in a relationship context or in cultural context, like when Lee was talking about coming from Iran. Like, but it's just when people are open to new things in general. Even if I take the nature girl to what's it called, the Fenty store today, like it's different for her, like it's a different vibe, but like as long as she's an open person, she's like oh he just didn't know my vibe yet or something, but like, you know, like as long as you're open to like new things, like
100%,
like the door is not always
100%. I completely agree with that.
The door is never shut, you know?
Yeah, 100%, because like even everyone that's got sort of different views on what is like valuable and sort of just the things that matter in life, there are also things where I think people get it twisted that you're not allowed to appreciate the finer things because you get to a certain stage, but just because of maybe beliefs or just the people around you, you're sort of told like you shouldn't be following this because it's not good for you. Nah, like you're allowed to sort of enjoy yourself, and even if you take Nature's chick to the Fenty store or something and buy her a bag, she would appreciate it just because it's the thought, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, like makeup isn't a new thing. Like people have been putting on makeup since, and for good reason.
And like even if it's just sort of I
love that. Like, the good reason, that's for real, bro.
No, listen,
drink
like,
some water, man. Drink some water, people.
If we're going to like see our God on the weekends, we have to put some face paint on or something, you know?
Yeah.
So like it doesn't come out of nowhere. Like things survive that long for a reason.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's true. It's true. But so we're on the red flags topic still. Horus Ra Show episode 2.
Did you say yours? Or? Yeah, you did.
I haven't said mine yet.
No. Do you want to go?
Here you go.
Okay. Go. Red flags. Okay. For me, pessimism is one. It's number one. I guess it kind of comes back to lack of motivation.
Yes.
But pessimism, like I don't know, when I was going through school and through some university experiences as well, I don't know. I saw there was sometimes pessimism had become like an aesthetic. People being negative, like even the humor.
Not even that.
Like
it wasn't
humor,
even like the emo thing. There was I remember that there was a whole vibe where it was like it was cool to start talking about fuck the world, I hate everyone. It was like a vibe, like it was like
bringing people down.
It's
just bringing people down.
It
still is.
It's still in the DNA of
but
music.
It's in the DNA of people, but it's a very minority thing now because people just because of what's been going on. Anyone that's still in the pessimistic mind state, they're still finding themselves. And if you're still one of those people that's like, what's the point in life? You'll find your meaning. Trust me, you'll find it. But you carry on with what you're saying.
Yeah, so pessimism, I guess, like just seeing the negative side of things all the time.
Yeah.
Or like always victim mentality. I can't do with that. Like if you, I don't care what background you come from or whatever. I mean, I'm an Iranian. There's plenty of reasons you could think I'm oppressed or whatever. But I just choose not to feel like a victim. And even though some people could say, that guy's a victim. No, like I choose not to be a victim.
Yeah.
And I think it is just a mentality. And if that's a red flag for me. If someone's always the center of the negativity and it's all being down on them and they always have to complain about it, I mean, like I can't. It's too much energy for me to deal with.
Big fact, because I've ran into a lot of people that find that measuring your pessimism is like a sport. Like, I've been through this. I've been through this.
That's the worst. And the worst thing is,
I've been through
that's
this.
the thing. That's the worst one. It's one of those ones where me myself, I'm quite like an optimistic person myself. Like obviously you guys know me in it, so I've had sort of conversations, like rare times when I'm actually feeling like down or feeling shit, and I'll try to speak to someone about it, but then it's like they try to top it.
Yeah.
So it starts to make you feel like
Yeah.
I don't want to speak to people about things because it's always a case of, oh, well, I'm going through this, so you're going through this. You have to tell me what you're. It's not about that. It's
Can
about.
I say something to
Yeah.
that? Because I'm the type of person who finds myself doing that, and I think I don't do that to like say like, oh, I'm going through something. Like,
It's
like,
to relate.
It's like yeah, like don't worry, like we're like it's all messed
but
up.
the only thing that's
Don't
bad
feel
with that, in
isolated,
my
yeah.
opinion, the only thing
Yeah,
that's wrong
yeah.
with that is you're not actually helping the person out with their problem. It's
Yeah.
more so you're just saying,
It's
oh, we're
okay.
all fucked up.
You're just normalizing it.
It's
yeah,
basically
yeah.
normalising
Yeah.
it, and that's what we shouldn't be doing. What we should be doing
100%.
is sort of listening to what our friends are saying or whoever's actually looking for help from that situation and just being like, from my experience, if you have any sort of field of experience from what they're feeling, just sort of give them advice on it. Maybe just be like, focus on something that you're passionate about, because I've always found that deters me from any stress I'm feeling. Like I'll just write music or focus on my clothing brand or something like that, and it just sort of deters you from it, because anxiety and stuff doesn't last forever. Like, and another key thing I think of is it going to matter to me in 2 weeks' time? If it doesn't matter in 2 weeks' time, then it's not relevant. You know what I mean? But that's just me. There's different ways of
Honestly,
handling it.
especially what you just said, I find that what Tim you do, yeah, I think it's cool to do what Tim does. It's cool to correlate bad experiences,
Because
but
I feel
only
so
correlate.
alone when going through something.
Yeah.
But
you
also
know?
only
I get
correlate with a meaning. Do you get
Yeah.
me? So if you're feeling down, I'll be like, bro, you stubbed your toe and like it's bleeding or something. Shit, bro, that must really hurt. Do
Yeah.
you get what I mean? But then I'll be like, but bro, last week, man, something dropped on my foot, and that really
But
hurt. But
I-
guess what?
Yeah.
But now, bro,
Give me a bit of hope.
Like it's healing.
Give
Do
me
you
a
get
bit
what I
of
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's
Physical
where
term.
that change. If you're just like, bro, you stubbed yourself. Oh, well, last week something dropped to my foot as well, bro. It hurt bad. Like,
I think more
that's
so.
it. Like,
Just more than yours.
That's simplifying
bro.
what I mean, but what I mean more so is like an actual emotional stress
what
feeling
I'm saying.
rather than
Yeah, I
like a
get you.
physical. But obviously, that's a
Yeah,
relatable
but even
thing.
emotional. Sorry. You broke up with someone else. A girl
just
cheated on you.
something like-
Bro.
there's just-
like,
yeah.
these things happen. Do you get me? If you start off with the explanation, but you're not. But the whole point is to say, well, I've
not
gone through it, is to
alone.
feel like you're not alone.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, bro, these things happen. Do you know what I mean? I felt that way as well. Some
Yeah.
point. That this person done that to me, but you know what, bro? Look at me now, like it's not gonna carry on.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
the thing.
That's where
Yeah,
you change
yeah.
it. But if you're just like, I got cheated on. Oh, well, bro, I got cheated on by five chicks as well, fam. Yeah, it was fucking mad.
Or
It was
on the
mad,
flip
fam.
side,
Yeah.
I got cheated on, and then, oh, you should do this when you're cheated on, because it feels like
Trust me.
it feels like I'm abnormal for having been cheated on. So I
Yeah,
feel
Also,
like
when
I
you
feel
are
so
cheated on,
isolated.
let's not normalise telling your friends to go out and get with someone else that doesn't heal shit. I'm not speaking that from experience. I've just seen a lot of people like telling their friends when they get cheated on, "Oh, go get with someone else." That ain't healing anything. What you should do is go home, stay in your room,
Reflect.
bun a zoot, reflect. If you don't smoke, have a coffee. No, have a tea, have a herbal tea. Put on Netflix. Watch your favorite program. Maybe write a journal.
Right.
You know what? Yeah, I found over.
Timothy's on the floor, fam.
Timothy baffled the wasp is on the floor. He's tired himself out. He's sort of like bowling
he's
about.
gonna
We will help him. If it was a bee, I'd give him sugar and honey, but it's a wasp,
It's
and
a
they're
wasp,
quite
man. Them man are
subjective.
ruthless, bro.
If that wasp was human size, if that wasp was human size, it would probably be beating us all up right now, taking over
eating
the
us,
show, and it would be the wasp show.
That was-
The wasp show.
The wasp, Jerry.
But yeah, what were we saying? So
Man and the wasp.
yeah, in that respect, like obviously just about like relatable feelings, just in terms of like if you want to express an emotion to someone, you should more so just relate in terms of helping them rather than just giving a back and forth on you've done the same thing. It's just sort of like dimming the ego a bit, and it may not even be ego, it's just more so like just understanding that this person wants to hear advice, not be told that you've gone through the same thing, because that's just going to make them think, okay, the world is shit.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like that is what has been the chain reaction to people believing that the world is shit, because the world's actually beautiful. Life is sick. Like, no matter like whatever section of life you're in, it is sick, but it's about putting your mind in the right position to believe it's good. Because you create your own reality at the end of the day. No matter what people tell you, you do create your own reality, innit? Like,
Yeah,
we all see things
one thing we
differently.
were talking about is I feel like nowadays everyone just needs therapy. Like everyone just needs someone to vent to
for
and
sure.
someone to listen to.
For sure.
Like most of the problems could be solved if people just had someone to talk to about things, because that's the thing that gives them the emotional connection and the healing.
Yeah.
If they just release it out and someone's just there understanding, taking what they're saying and just giving them their opinion on it.
100%.
Normalize getting therapy.
Yeah,
Let's
therapy.
Normalize getting therapy.
You're not crazy for getting therapy.
People need
Everyone
to stop
needs therapy.
using social media as their form of therapy, because there are ways of... I know a lot of people feel like they haven't got someone there, but there are literally always people there. You just don't want to speak to them for whatever reason. But some people like just start to think you can speak to your friends. Even as men, I know we find it hard to sort of express our feelings to people sometimes. I've gotten past that point, so I'm able to talk about my feelings with people anyway, it's fine. So now you guys feel yourselves about that sort of vibe, but a lot of men have the bravado, the whole masculinity thing where they can't share emotion, but that needs to be dimmed out, and we need to start being able to express what we feel about situations, just to talk about these sort of things that affect us, because then it doesn't pile up. The worst thing you want to do is allow these sort of situations to pile up until you get to breaking point, and then you just fuck up a relationship.
Anger.
You just fuck up everything. And you may not even want to, but you may like show that sort of light to someone that doesn't need to see it, and then they'll see you differently for the rest of your life, even though if you don't want to. So it needs to be normalized that we're allowed to discuss our feelings from the jump, rather than letting small things build up and let it get to a point. It should just be not like people just speak to each other, you know what I mean? So
I think if you're not in the situation, like if you're like at the moment not in the situation where you can share or where you're comfortable sharing, because it feels like people like so far away, like you're so far
100%
in the sunken place.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think you just try with like one person, like let me just try and confide in this random person. Like,
you should try confide with your
like,
closest friend.
Like just try and like make it a game. Like I'll try and like be real about my situation with just one person. And see how that happens, and do like 2 people tomorrow. Like just
guarantee if you share whatever you're feeling on some sort of platform, whatever, someone will relate to you anyway.
Definitely.
But you should like, instead of like putting all, I feel you shouldn't put all your problems on social media, because some people will use that for their advantage against you. You should always find, there are many like chat lines, therapy lines. You might even find like some lines to put up on the page for people to follow if they need any support or anything like that.
We'll find some resources.
Provide some stuff, but sort of just try to normalize speaking to your friends about issues. Like no matter whatever you feel about yourself, like just you're allowed to feel. We're all humans, man. We all eat, piss, shit, and cry. We were babies once.
He climbed, you know. I'm like, but you know,
it's true though. We all start forgetting. We start treating people on these mad pedestals and stuff where they're different. Everyone is the same. We're all on the same level of ground, innit? Like no one's higher than the other. Just because someone's like got a blue tick or famous doesn't mean they don't feel the same things that we do, innit? We just have them on a pedestal and we start to look for them for guidance, and it's like it shouldn't be the way. We should start to just work as a unit, man. Like everyone just needs to sort of like understand that we're in this together. Like it's about raising each other's vibration at this point. Like especially isolation. If that hasn't taught you that by now, then you still need some whatever training on yourself.